Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
The search is on right now for the man who shoplifted a puppy from the mall. A 2-month-old Chihuahua taken from a pet store at Saul caught on camera.
That's right. The store is saying the dog was only about 2 pounds. Happened at the Petland inside 12 Oaks Mall. Megan Woods is live at Novi PD tonight. And Megan, they're also saying this dog is worth more than $5,000.
That's right, Kimberly, and that includes the vaccines, microchips, anything else that comes with that dog. And what's so concerning to both police and the pet shop is that this isn't just some property or object. This is a living, breathing pet that has many people worried sick.
Just a baby, just 2 months old.
The general manager of Petland Novi in 12 Oaks Mall, Melissa Novkowski, says it happened quick. In one moment, a man is taking pictures and playing with the 2-pound Chihuahua. Nothing unusual. It's what happens next that took Melissa and her staff by surprise.
Within less than a minute, he was taking photos. He walked out of the room and just walked right out of the store and then just picked up his speed and started running off.
Take a closer look. Novi police say the man is about 6 foot tall, looks to be in his 20s or 30s. He wears his hair in locks, and he left the mall in a blue or black Pacifica with an Ohio plate. The focus right now is to get that puppy back in safe care.
It's a puppy, and we're not sure that the person who stole it is able to care for it. And if they sell it without the papers or the knowledge of it, what shots it's had or anything like that, the dog could obviously be in some danger.
She's going to be nervous. She's going to be scared. You know, she's used to being even here with other puppies. You know, we really work with our customers, getting the dog, making sure we're matching the right puppy with the right family. And so this person just taking this dog, having no control, it's very scary to not know what our dog is going through right now.
Petland Novi says they only had that Chihuahua for a week before someone stole it. If you have any information on where that dog is or who might have taken that dog, you're asked to call Novi Police. Back to you.
Okay. Megan, just wondering, do we know if the puppy was microchipped?
So the puppy is microchipped, and they're hoping that that can help in finding the dog, but they just don't know right now. The search is on, hoping if anybody knows anything to speak up.
Yeah, let's hope so. Okay, Megan, thank you.
Well, Michigan could be poised to make history again, potentially the first state to repeal a right-to-work law. And it has both sides of this gearing up for a fight that we haven't seen in nearly a decade. Our Grant Herms joins us with the very latest. Grant.
Well, Karen, Democrats said this was on their wish list. They put it up in their first bills in the House and now in the Senate. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has said she wants to see this get done, and this will no doubt put Michigan back in the national spotlight.
Michigan's new Democratic leaders not wasting time making their first act to try to repeal the state's right-to-work law. The bill to do so filed in the state Senate. The law passed nearly a decade ago was among both a real and symbolic blow to unions across the country and a major victory for business advocates. But with the shift in power to a new Democratic trifecta, Michigan could be set to undo all of it. The first state to repeal a right-to-work law in 60 years. Unions applauding the decision. In a statement today, the president of the AFL-CIO saying in part, "We hope to work with Governor Whitmer and the Democratic legislature to restore the balance of power, level the playing field, and once again give Michigan working families a fair shot at a chance for a decent life." And it has right-to-work advocates worried.
Yeah, very concerned about it. And frankly, I think Michiganders should take it very seriously as well. I mean, obviously, 8 out of 10 Michiganders and 8 out of 10 Americans believe it's wrong to force workers to pay union dues or fees in order to get or keep a job. So there's no public groundswell for this.
Labor under the microscope and back on the state's biggest stage.
Now, this also comes after a year where we saw major union pushes in places we traditionally haven't seen them before. We're talking Amazon and Starbucks and Condé Nast, just to name a few. And that means that as this fight goes forward in Michigan, both sides of this will be looking at what works and what doesn't as momentum continues across the country. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Grant.
Well, we are about 5 hours from finding out if someone wins the massive billion-dollar Mega Millions jackpot. Nobody has matched all the numbers since October 14th of last year. So that's helped the jackpot balloon to $1.3 billion. The cash option is $707 million. Michiganders have purchased 3 million tickets for tonight's drawing. You have until 10:45 to purchase yours if you want to get in on it. And we'll, of course, have the winning numbers for you tonight at 11. And as the jackpot continues to grow, scammers are looking to trump Lady Luck and drain your bank account. Consumer investigator Hank Winchester live tonight in Southfield. And Hank, it seems like a lot of these new scams just popped up today.
Yeah, some of them did. I mean, listen, we're all out there buying our tickets, right? This gas station here in Southfield, busy all day long. But the reality is, whenever there's this much excitement about something, especially something involving money, well, scammers, they're looking to make their move.
Big crowds, lots of excitement. It seems everyone has their own strategy to win.
My lucky number is 1027.
Oh, you don't want to tell everybody that.
Well, hey, it be hot. Everybody play it.
Scammers, though, also strategizing right now.
Buy from an authorized dealer. Don't click on random links that come from your Facebook friends. Don't come from your text messages, and don't come from emails.
Melanie Ducanel with the Better Business Bureau here in southeastern Michigan, hearing about many lottery-related scams right now. One on Facebook, an opportunity to join a lottery club in your own community. You just Venmo $10. It's a scam.
BBB has a pool, but we pay directly to our executive assistant. So we know she sends us photocopies of everything. We know exactly what the tickets are.
There are also lottery companies that work internationally to offer to buy you tickets in a number of different states or countries. Many of these are also scams and require you to pay up.
They're global, and because they're global, unless they have representatives in every state or every government area for those lotteries, 99% of the time you can't collect that.
The lottery scam warning from the Better Business Bureau, important information to remember. Only purchase tickets from authorized dealers. Look for the official Michigan Lottery signage. Never pay a fee up front to claim a prize. That's not how it works. And you can't win if you didn't enter. So if you receive information that you won a lottery that you never bought a ticket for, that's a scam. Also, ignore generic lottery emails and text messages. Many times, these are people just trying to get your personal information.
Listen, there are a lot of different lottery scams out there, so be cautious. And as I've always told you, be very careful on Facebook. If something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. And good luck, everybody. All right, we're live here tonight in Southfield. Back to you.
Okay, you know we best friends if you win tonight, Hank. Everybody's best friend.
All right, thank you, Hank. Other news tonight for you. 2 men stole over $1,000 in merchandise from a Home Depot over Macomb Township. Police were notified by staff that 2 men were shoplifting and then met those guys in the parking lot before they could get to their car. The thieves fled on foot. One of the men, 42-year-old Alan Rodriguez, was arrested, but the other guy got away. Rodriguez is facing charges of first-degree retail fraud and is set to be back to court later this month.
Former President Donald Trump's company just received its punishment for a series of tax crimes. Investigators found top executives dodging personal income taxes on lavish job perks. Former president was not charged and says he didn't know it was happening, but the case could certainly dim his reputation as a savvy businessman. The Trump Organization was fined the maximum of $1.6 million. Any person convicted of the same crimes would face years in prison. Well, both sides of I-75 will be closed this weekend for construction at the Gordie Howe International Bridge.
We have a list of full closings so you can plan your weekend. Northbound I-75 will be closed between the Springwells Street off-ramp and Clark Street, and all lanes of Springwells Street starting tonight. That goes until Monday. For southbound I-75 travelers, 3 left lanes will close between the Clark Street off-ramp and the Springwells Street on-ramp. The Werner Highway on-ramp to southbound I-75 will also be closed tonight until Monday. Head to clickondetroit.com for a full list of closures and detours. When the weather's nice, right? Just start bringing out the construction.
That's how you do it, right? But we're going to enjoy it other anyway. Do you say the weekend's going to look good, Brian?
Yeah, that's right. Definitely looking at lots of sunshine as we head into the upcoming weekend. Still tracking some of that light snow heading into 6 o'clock tonight. Exact Track 4D radar, you can see just a little bit of light blue showing up over a good portion of southeastern Michigan. Give it 2 to 3 hours. I think we wind down any kind of snow and we start to break up that cloud cover overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning as well. Tower cam from downtown Detroit looking across the river over into Windsor after a very gray day. The clouds sticking around for now with most everybody into the upper 20s heading into 6 o'clock tonight. 28 right now here in Detroit, 27 Ann Arbor as well as over in Howell, and checking in at 28 this evening over in Adrian. The winds have been gusty the majority of the day, gusting upwards of 20 to 25 miles an hour heading into 6 o'clock tonight. But I am expecting the winds to also subside overnight tonight and into early tomorrow morning. So cloud cover sticking around with a little bit of light snow ending this evening. Temperatures into the mid-20s by 10 o'clock tonight. Let's enjoy the sunshine the next few days because we do have two major systems on the way with rain and a little bit of snow looking ahead into next week. I'll time out when you're going to need that umbrella and your complete forewarned forecast. That's coming up in just a few minutes. And with that on the way, now's a good time to download that forewarned weather app, Exact Track 4D, Future Track, and weather alerts all in the palm of your hand. You can find it in your favorite app store. Just search WDIV.
Good. Okay, Brian, thank you. Still ahead, helping to solve Michigan's shortage of restaurant workers. We'll take you inside a program recruiting and training future chefs and servers.